This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. Call 6 Investigates has discovered former supervisors were warned about the behavior of a driver who investigators say caused a crash Sunday, January 5th that killed 2 adults and a 1-year-old and involved 8 vehicles. We spoke with Robin Michelin, who says that she worked with Matthew Small at a company called MNST. She says she had to report him to supervisors because he was damaging equipment, likely with bad driving habits. She says after 2 traffic violations, he was eventually fired and went on to work for VL Trucking. Small is charged with 3 counts of reckless homicide for that deadly Whitestown crash.
Call 6 Investigates has been working to dig through this driver's history. We found Matthew Small has been warned many times about his driving habits, both professionally and personally. We found almost a dozen instances when he was either cited, ticketed, or charged for traffic violations. Some of those violations of a dangerous nature. Indiana State Police cited Small just this past summer on I-69 for following too closely in his truck. He paid his fine to Carmel City Court in full back in November. You can find his full history of offenses along with everything we know about this case right now on the RTV6 app.
Indiana's move-over laws are meant to protect workers on the roadways.
But every year, people are killed responding to emergencies on the side of the road.
So RTV6 rode along with someone most at risk of drivers ignoring their safety, a tow truck driver. One tow truck driver is killed every 6 days on the job in the U.S. And that's why local tow company Interstate Delaware and South invited us to see the problem firsthand. Sure enough, our crew spotted several drivers not even moving over for vehicles pulled over on the side of the highway.
The CDC lists the towing operators as one of the deadliest positions you can have. It's tough for kids nowadays want to be able to come and apply. You know, most 22, 23-year-olds don't want to be out here doing what we do on the side of the road.
Our RTV6 crew saw driver after driver ignore the towing crew. That's why we are making this call to action for you. If you see a tow truck on the side of the road or interstate, treat it like you treat an emergency vehicle. Move over and slow down.
Major staffing changes are happening at a local fire department, and it's left a community divided.
Owen Valley is transitioning from having volunteer to paid firefighters, but not everyone is on board with how it is being handled. And some say they are worried about the impact this will have on their safety.
Megan Sanctorum is looking into those changes and the worries surrounding them.
A group of seasoned volunteer firefighters will no longer be working for the Owen Valley Fire Department. The board that oversees the department is making some major changes. They decided not to renew their contract with Owen Valley Volunteer Firefighters Incorporated. The $60,000 that the group received annually to split among members is now going toward hiring paid staff members. The department just added 2 full-time employees, and they will soon add 2 part-time. An attorney representing the board says the change is needed to ensure fire protection in years to come.
Fewer and fewer young people, millennials, are interested in fighting fires and becoming volunteer firemen.
He says non-compensated volunteers staff the rest of the department for now. Those volunteers, however, are from a new organization, leaving some residents concerned. While some residents say they're worried about how this will impact their safety, leaders at the fire department say they should really see no changes in response time or the ability to fight fires. Some say that has yet to be seen.
Not had any big fires since all this has changed, so, and I hope we don't, but that'll be something to see there too on the response time and the knowledge.
Fire department leaders say about 15 of the new volunteers are from the previous volunteer organization and 4 are in training. Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
Now your Storm Team 6 forecast, and we are seeing clear conditions tonight.
Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is tracking a little bit of a warm-up for tomorrow. Kevin.
And it's nice that we got clear skies now. That meant late-day sunshine. We'll take it. Temperatures boost all the way up to 47 for the afternoon high in Indy. Foreshadowing to the south, we'll be in the 50s tomorrow as warmer air is drawn into central Indiana. Skies have cleared, so we've dropped off to 39 degrees in Indy, 37 in Terre Haute. Temperatures tonight will climb will fall generally into the mid-30s. We'll get a little ways to go here, anywhere in the metro area. Temperatures within a degree or two generally of 40 degrees. Clear sky, light wind, moist ground. That's the recipe for this. Patchy fog develops tonight into the morning hours tomorrow. As far as our temperature progression between now and 10 o'clock, skies generally clear to partly cloudy, 37 at 10 o'clock. We'll wake up to temperatures in the 30s. Then by noon tomorrow, 47. Lower 50s tomorrow afternoon. The chance for showers about 30%. So just carry the umbrella to be safe.
Thank you, Kevin. The federal government has launched an investigation into whether one local district properly handled sexual harassment reports.
Northwest Hendricks Schools has faced criticism for allowing a teacher and coach to stay on despite those allegations.
And the Federal Office for Civil Rights launched a Title IX investigation December 4th.
The complaint says Northwest Hendricks failed to properly respond to sexual harassment reports involving female students. Excuse me. And then retaliated against people who reported those allegations.
Title IX is a federal law that bans discrimination in education based on sex. The U.S. Department of Education will now gather evidence and interview parents and Northwest Hendricks School Corporation leaders. School districts that are found in violation of Title IX can risk losing federal funding and in some cases have to make improvements to better address sexual misconduct allegations. Northwest Hendricks has faced criticism for keeping coach and teacher Tyler Bruce on its payroll despite sexual misconduct allegations involving a student. Bruce has denied those allegations.
The Northwest Hendricks School Board is actually meeting right now, although the federal investigation is not on the agenda.
The board is expected to discuss a controversial policy that the ACLU calls a violation of the First Amendment. The policy says parents should not use social media to make rude or offensive comments or fuel outrage towards school staff or schools. It's been in effect since 2016. The new discussion of the policy comes after months of criticism from parents and the community over that handling of a sexual misconduct claim against a Tri-West High School teacher. Parents who violate the code of conduct can be removed from school property and banned from school grounds. And happening right now, Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb is delivering his annual State of the State address.
He's expected to continue to tout his next level agenda. That includes the state's economy and workforce, as well as improving Indiana's infrastructure.
Holcomb has also hinted at a possible new idea to pay Indiana teachers more. The speech is going to continue, and we are carrying the whole thing live right now on the RTV6 mobile app and the IndyChannel.com.
Today, the Indiana Black Legislative Caucus talked about 4 main priorities for the current session. They include a push for equal pay for Hoosier women, and they also want to help tackle overcrowding in the state's jails. A bill from Indianapolis Representative Cherish Pryor would let police issue a summons to appear in court to certain offenders instead of taking them to be booked into jail.
Up next, crews in Australia are looking for any help they can to battle the massive wildfires. How more Americans are heading down to help.
Plus, a bit later on, RTV6 is hiring Hoosiers looks for opportunity for all. How one central Indiana organization is getting people with disabilities the satisfaction of a fulfilling job. You're watching RTV6 News at 7.
Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
Welcome back to RTV6 News at 7. With massive fires still burning in Australia, the U.S. is answering an international call for help.
Kai Beach introduces us to one of the firefighters going this week to help battle the flames.
As parts of Australia continue to burn, many people are being forced to evacuate.
It's by far the most hectic thing.
But in times like this, where many are seeking ways out,
Here in Malakuta, everyone that I knew of, if they didn't have a boat, they were all evacuated.
some first responders are looking for ways in, actually running toward the chaos.
Each one of these red dots, orange and yellow, is showing just the occurrence and how many fires that they're fighting right now. It's bad. We're looking at over 26 million acres have burned.
Cody Pill is a fire director with the U.S. Forest Service. He's part of a team of 9 federal firefighters going to Australia to join in and help on the front lines of the bushfires.
It's what we do. You know, it doesn't matter if the fire is on our soil or, our neighbors. The Australians have come over to the U.S. in recent years to help us when we had a time of need, and so we're just repaying that debt.
Repaying by helping relieve exhausted crews working down under.
It's chaos.
This comes after crews from Australia and New Zealand helped with wildfires in Northern California back in 2018. This week, Peel and his team are flying into Melbourne, where they'll be met and briefed on fires that have been burning for months. leaving dozens dead, thousands of homes destroyed, millions of acres burned, and more than 1 billion animals dead.
And I'm just one of many that's willing to run towards the help and offer it any way we can.
Over the past few months, more than 100 federal firefighters from American agencies have gone to Australia to help with the firefighting efforts. And with the dry season starting up, the worsening weather conditions are creating even more challenges.
I mean, we're looking at triple digits daily. You know, they're pushing 110, 115 degrees. It's incredibly dry. You know, they're going through a drought, so being able to find water to use to help suppress the fire is going to be a challenge.
Peel and his crew will be gone up to 35 days, but say they're in it for the long haul.
You know, I'm no meteorologist, I'm no climate expert, but everything that's pointing that this is going to be a long, drawn-out fight.
Responding to an international call for help and running toward the danger, while others are looking to leave.
We do, you know, I mean, we like to call in the chaos, you know, and try to organize it, and, you know, we're really good at that.
I'm Kai Beach reporting.
Well, soon nearly everyone could be feeling the effects of the wildfires in Australia. NASA is monitoring smoke in the atmosphere. It expects the smoke will continue to drift east, and eventually it will circle the entire globe, winding up back where it started. NASA is now looking at exactly how that smoke might impact local conditions. Nearby New Zealand is already dealing with major air quality issues. Also, a tennis player had to quit her match in the Australian Open due to a coughing fit. The fires have been raging since September.
Coming up, RTV6 is getting a fix for this community's continual curb worries, the plows behind the problem, and how it's getting fixed next.
And we're going for a temperature ride. Temperatures up tomorrow, back down, back up, and then down for a while. Winter returns in my 7-day forecast.
Spinning. Simple, easy, awesome. This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Only on RTV6, a town worried about a hazard on Main Street is finding relief with a temporary resolution.
Yeah, State Road 38 is the main street in Markleville. The town depends on INDOT snowplows to clear the state road when it snows. It also acknowledges that drivers can't see snow-covered curbs when they drive through town on State Road 38.
The problem is that the curbs are pinned to the pavement, and when hit by a snow truck blade, the curbs are either damaged or they accidentally end up in someone's yard. It's been a problem for 20 years.
In trying to solve the problem, we reached out to INDOT. The agency says that in the short term, it will be ordering new replacements and repinning curbs that were removed.
As we go through and do projects in areas that have pin curbs, it's something that we need to update and make it, you know, the regular standard now, which is not pin curbs. So we're going to permanent curbs in all places.
The other board members, myself, have talked to a lot of people at the state. We were getting put off to this person. Well, this person doesn't work for the state anymore. In the last couple of years, we've been bounced around. So we come up with the idea, hey, give you a call. You know, you do a lot of good work for people, and see if you can help us. Wonderful.
Cool.
Wonderful. We appreciate it, man.
All right. Thank you.
Great job.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
The long-term goal here involves a plan to remove and replace the pin curbs along State Road 38 in Markleville in the year 2025. A new nonstop flight will soon be putting down landing gear at Indianapolis International Airport. American Airlines says it is starting a daily flight to the cradle of Liberty, Boston. The new flight will depart twice a day, Sunday through Friday, and once on Saturdays. Those daily flights begin Thursday, May 7th, but you can start buying tickets this weekend if you are planning a trip to Boston this year. I know that's one of your favorite places.
Well, I went to college there.
Looking
so
forward
I do
to
love
it.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe go back and see some of the buddies there.
No reason to leave town with our kind of weather that we've had here, that's for sure. Our temperature tomorrow in the 50s, and then we'll begin to change. We'll bounce around a little bit, but it finally looks like if you look beyond kind of the end of the 7-day forecast and beyond that, we get back to a consistently colder pattern. 52 tomorrow, that's anything but cold. 35 is our average high. A few showers around. Don't let that cloud your thinking, pardon the pun. As you look at Thursday and Friday, temperatures are colder. Friday, cold enough for snow that eventually changes to rain by the time we get to Saturday. More on that in a second. There's your rain chances tomorrow. We're dry Thursday. The more potent system with more moisture arrives for the end of the work week and the beginning of the weekend, and that will include snow, then changing to rain. Let's jump to Friday night at 7 o'clock, right across the northern 2/3 of the state. Possibility of snow, some light accumulation. The pink represents where you're transitioning to rain, and then the green is all rain by the time we wake up on Saturday morning. Could see widespread rainfall, maybe an inch or a little more. That may aggravate flooding as we go through the first half of the weekend. Second half of the weekend, we dry out and we also cool off big time. Temperatures a full 20 to 25 degrees colder than Saturday, and the nose of that cold air coming from Canada down through the Great Lakes into the Midwest, and it'll send our temperatures into the teens, it looks like, on 3 mornings in a row at the end of the 7-day forecast. Temperature now, not bad. We had skies clear late in the day, and the temperatures, they're falling into the 30s at this hour. During the morning hours tomorrow, temperatures will be in the mid-30s and warming from there, warm enough that we'll see rain showers, but the chance 30 to 40%. And the rain would be light, certainly not expecting anything too heavy. 7 a.m. the gray of cloud cover. There are the hit and miss showers mid-morning, mid-afternoon, a little more kind of difficult to find. Then one parting shot, maybe 7 o'clock tomorrow night. That's along a cold front that will knock these temperatures from their perch in the 50s, put those back into 30s on Thursday. We'll start in the 20s, 31 by the time we get to early afternoon, and just above freezing after that. Temperatures from north to south, upper 20s to mid 30s on Thursday. I want to show you the temperature trend from Friday night right at the freezing mark or so. That's where we may have some slick spots, but overnight the warmer air slowly working its way north, and when we get into Saturday, we're above freezing in the mid 40s. The colder air will sweep in. After that, we'll wake up to the teens in spots as we get to Sunday, and that's the beginning of the cold trend. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, 20s for highs, teens for lows. At least that stretch is dry. We'll focus more and more as we get closer on that Friday precipitation into Saturday.
To see what it'll be.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Kevin, for that.
All right, now on RTV6, Hiring Hoosiers is our initiative we developed to connect you to jobs, career resources, and educational paths.
The unemployment rate for individuals with disabilities is about 80%, but now one local group is working to curb that statistic.
Ability Indiana works to employ individuals with disabilities. They are currently partnered with 29 different businesses in Indiana, like Postmaster's Mailing Service in Indianapolis. These partnerships give adults living with disabilities the opportunity to work, find friendship, and gain more independence. Katie Stafford Cunningham is the COO of Ability Indiana, and she says the program has made a big impact in the lives of a lot of people.
It's made a huge impact. I mean, people can go out, they make friends at work, they create great relationships, they're able to be out and about with their friends, and they can make money and spend it just like everybody else does. So it's really made an impact on people's quality of life. If that's what they choose to do, then that's what they should be able to do.
Stafford Cunningham tells us on average they employ 220 Hoosiers every month in 2019.
You can go online to find a list of other certified businesses Ability Indiana works with, plus how you can get involved in the organization. That and all of our Hiring Hoosiers profiles at hiringhoosiers.com.
Here's your latest reminder on why you should update any online logins.
Online scammers have a new favorite target, your retirement accounts.
Cybersecurity experts tell USA Today that they're seeing an uptick in hackers getting into these accounts. Usually they'll hack your email first, then they'll reset your account password. Because people typically don't check these accounts often, thieves can do a lot of damage before being detected. Experts say that you can stay safe by using strong passwords, not clicking on email links that ask for financial information, and monitoring your statements closely. Still ahead here on RTV6, if you want a good degree a bit faster, online college may be for you.
So you're in luck because 2 universities with Hoosier roots are topping national rankings when it comes to digital learning.
Where you can get a top-notch online master's when the news at 7 continues here on RTV6.
You're here to drive home a new Nissan.
With RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers, we are not only focused on getting you a job, we want to get you the best education.
Indiana's 2 biggest universities are bringing home honors this week when it comes to making online education better for people who need it.
Online schools for both Indiana University and Purdue University were ranked high on the list of online MBA programs in the U.S. News and World Report. The IU Kelley School of Business held out at number 1, and Purdue's College of Engineering online graduate programs were ranked 3rd, up 2 spots. Purdue's overall online engineering master's programs ranked only behind Ivy League school Columbia and UCLA.
One of the biggest libraries in the nation is celebrating its 125th birthday this year.
And in that time, the New York Public Library says patrons have checked out millions of books.
But one book tops them all. The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats has been borrowed more than 485,000 times since it was published in 1962. The story follows a little boy named Peter enjoying the first snowfall of the season in New York City. The second place book is Cat in the Hat. In fact, 6 of the top 10 books are children's books. Librarians say this is partially because shorter books have higher turnover.
Takes a little bit less time to read.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to tell me about a legendary overdue charge.
I'm sure that's
know
there
about that
too,
one.
right? Yeah.
We all fear that. Some patchy fog tonight into tomorrow. It's not an issue now, but I do think it will become a little more of an issue with the light wind, clear skies, and the moist ground. So watch that first thing in the morning.
All right, and thanks for joining us here on RTV6 News at 7.
We'll be back at 11.